Had a conversation with a young guy, came to the office for a meeting about a month ago, and he's getting married. He's about 24, and he's struggling with just the idea of what, how does he integrate his faith into his married life. And part of his issue was that there are certain aspects of the faith that he still struggles with or has questions about. And, it's probably like a lot of us, and just trying to work through things. And he just, how do I get married in the church and knowing that I'm not where I'm supposed to be, or where maybe I think the church wants me to be in terms of what I believe and how I practice my faith. And so we had a great conversation. But at the same time, I was like, look, I told him, I said, this is really amazing that you care enough about what the Lord wants for you, and you have questions about it, and you're willing to actually come in here and talk to me about it. I thought that was extraordinary. I told him that. I'm so proud of you, I said. And I said this to him. I said, I get up on Sundays and I preach, and I look out at everybody, and so they're no different than you are. All those people sitting in the pew, you guys right now, we're not all in the same spot. And not anybody here is exactly where you think you should be in terms of what the Lord wants for you. I think that's a true statement. And maybe I'm wrong, and if I am, I apologize. But we're all a work in progress. And our faith is this crazy thing that we're trying to embrace and get our heads around and say, all right, Lord, what do you want to do for me? And I just don't know, So here, the guy just didn't know how to do what he thought the Lord wanted. I think that's the place where we can start today. Are you doing everything that you think the Lord wants you to do? That's a good question. Are you where you think the Lord wants you to be right now? You can take that question with you and pray on it this week. That's your homework. And if you're not, I'm not saying it's okay. I'm saying I understand, and certainly the Lord does. And the message is this: the Lord is giving you the help you need to accomplish what it is you think you should be doing, or getting to the place where you think you should be. Huh? The Lord's offering you help. How? How does He do that? Well, this gospel today is it's one of my favorites, and I could give 100 homilies on it, and I'll only give one, okay, today, I promise. And I'll just focus on one small part, which I'll try to be disciplined in what I do. But you've got this, Jesus and Mary, they're the only two people whose names are mentioned, all right? Which is important because there is a bride and a bridegroom, but we don't know who they are. Jesus is the bridegroom, and Mary is the mother of the bridegroom, and they're working together in the new creation of grace, which is the answer to the questions that I just gave you. But the person that I'm intrigued by is the bridegroom that isn't named. All right? Here's the reason. Because when people get married, who does all the work? All right? Who's responsible for the marriage? Usually it's the bride and her mom. Is that typical, or am I generalizing? That typically that's who gets everything organized and makes all the decisions, and the mother-in-law, what is she supposed to do? Wear blue and shut up, right? That's it. And the bridegroom has one job though in the Semitic culture, because weddings lasted a whole week, 7 days of party. 7 days of drinking, 7 days of eating, 7 days of dancing. It was a big deal. The bridegroom had one job, and do you know what it was? to show up, shut up and show up? No. His job was to get the wine. The bridegroom's family was responsible for that one thing, was the wine. Now, if you're going to be at a party for 7 days, what do you need a lot of? A lot of wine. It's the first day, and they run out of wine. This guy's in trouble, okay? He has one job, and he doesn't do it. And so what does he do? He's heard about Jesus. He has, obviously, because he's invited him. And there's Jesus' mom. He goes to Mary and says, "Hey, I'm out of wine. I'm in trouble. I don't have enough." So Mary goes to Jesus and says, "They don't have any wine." And he says, "Mom, what does this have to do with me?" In other words, if I do this miracle, we're starting the clock on the cross. Okay. But Mary doesn't respond because she knows that he's going to do what she asks. They have no wine. Mom, this doesn't have anything to do with us. But she doesn't respond. She just walks away because she knows that he's going to do it, and he knows that she knows that he's going to do it. They're very knowledgeable, these two. And so she says, "Just do whatever he says." Okay. And what does Jesus say? Take those empty jars, and they're big ones, 180 gallons of water in those jars when they fill them up. Fill them up, they do. And he turns it into this great wine. Not the box wine that you get on the shelf at Jewel, but the Stag's Leap, right? That's at Jewel, but at the top shelf on the left, where all the expensive stuff is. 180 gallons of Stag's Leap. Now that's a party. That is the overindulging, super abundant, inebriating wine of God. That's what God does. When we go to him and we say, "Lord, I don't have enough. I'm empty. I've run out of gas. I got no more wine. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to be a good husband. I don't know how to be a good Christian wife. I don't know how to be a son or a daughter who lives their faith or knows my place in the scheme of things. I don't know because I don't got TikTok anymore, So this is totally unrelated. I had a funeral downtown mass downtown last night, and there were two servers, like 6th grade girls. And I said, "What's going on?" She goes, and they go, "Did you hear?" I said, "What?" I said, "Trump took TikTok away." I said, "No, he didn't. What is this? What is this stuff?" But that was all they wanted to talk about. No TikTok. It's like the end of the world. It's the beginning of the world. Anyways, back to the point that we get ourselves in situations like this guy who came to see me, who's getting married. He's going to the wedding feast, and he feels like he doesn't have the wine. He's run out of what it takes. He doesn't know what to do. What did Paul say? I think it was Paul. It was Paul. All these gifts. But then what does he say? Same Spirit produces all these gifts that you're given. Distributing them individually to each person as he wishes. In other words, the Lord is saying, "Give me your water." Or first of all, give me your empty life. Give me the place in your life where you're not doing it, where you feel like you're inadequate, where you feel like shouldn't be there, you're not worthy, you're in a different place in your life, and you just don't know how to get back to where you want to be. You're just not feeling it. You're not in the groove. Give me that. Now, here's the water. Here's your baptism. Here are the gifts. And what is he going to do? He's going to take that and turn it into the super inebriating wine of God's love in your life. Each one individually receiving that which you need so that all of us together as one body, the bride, can become, with the bridegroom, the church. Each of us has a mission. We're always supposed to be in that mission. Go to Mary and say, Lord, or Mary, please help me, because Jesus might say no to you, but he's never going to say no to her, so tell her, she's going to tell him, and he's going to do what she asks. Get your spiritual life together. Start praying. Tell Mary, tell Jesus what it is you need, where you're feeling empty in your life, where you've run out of the wine, and he's going to pour that super inebriating wine of his love into your life to supercharge the gifts that you received at your baptism. And you're going to go out and you're going to do that which you need to do individually, uniquely in your own life, that all of us combined together are going to accomplish so as to build up a vibrant, evangelical, and on-fire church. And you're going to have a good marriage, you're going to have a good family, you're going to be good sons and daughters, good husbands and wives, and it's all going to come together. Yeah. As that guy said, I'm going to the wedding, and I don't know how to do it. Where are we at today? We're at the wedding. So we don't know how to do it. But the Lord does. Tell him, and he'll make up for that which we lack. And we'll be that beautiful, vocational, evangelical, on fire person that creates a beautiful, evangelical, on fire church with evangelical and on fire marriages and families. Isn't that what we all want? Sometimes we just don't know how to do it. And he's going to fill us up today. So when you come up here in a minute, I'm taking you, putting you on the altar, changing you into God, into Christ, offering him to the Father. Father gives it back to us so that we can receive the bridegroom. And when you say amen, what are you saying? You're at the wedding. What does the bridegroom say? I do. I do.